Well, 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 we're back on our bullshit again. A new Super Auto Pets update has released today. Today is, of course, Wednesday, November 24th. By the way, really quick, I want to point this out, and I am trying out a new sort of automatic expression detection, which is supposed to be trained on my face, but I don't know what I'm doing, so it's making a bunch of really stupid faces. So even if the video isn't too visually stimulating, at least you got that to look towards. Look at that. Look at that. What's that? What is that? Why are my eyes doing that? That's crazy. Anyway, here it is, the update to the test patch, and I'm actually pretty happy with some of these changes. The first one is added tiger back. We got the tiger back, baby. Let's go. We got the tiger back, and I'm really excited. Oh my god, the expressions are so fucked. But yeah, they added the tiger back, which is really exciting. The friend ahead repeats their ability in battle as if they were level 1, 2, or 3. This is interesting. Originally, I was sitting around and I was thinking, like, what's the difference then between a tiger and a parrot? But the tiger actually does some things that the parrot doesn't. For example, now, if you're dealing with, say, a skunk, and you want to double the skunk, then you still need to level it up to level 3, which is a little unfortunate. You know, you need to level both up to level 3, which is a little unfortunate. For both the tiger and the parrot, but the difference is that in that particular scenario, they're pretty much the same. The one difference, okay, so obviously when the tiger is behind the skunk, it is the skunk that's doing the ability twice. When it's a parrot, the parrot does the ability, and then the original animal does the ability. That can be a problem for example, if there's a sniping build and they take out the skunk in front of the tiger, then the tiger will probably be boosting something else that's in front of it. Hopefully it works out. Whereas if it's a skunk, if it's a parrot boosting a skunk, then the parrot will do the skunk thing and then it won't proc anymore. So Tiger still has advantages. Tiger still has its advantages. Obviously, there's other situations. For example, with the boar, which is the newly added unit. Sorry, this one, or with something like a hedge. With something like a hedgehog, it would perform differently as well. I think. Well, it would perform. No, it wouldn't. It would do. It would. It'd be minor differences. Let's use a hippo for example. Tiger hippo works, but parrot hippo does not. So that's the kind of difference that you're looking at here. Oh my god, the faces are going crazy. I hope you enjoy that. Now here's an interesting one. Boar, I think, was a 10-2. 10-2 with the ability before attack gain +2/+2. I was talking about how the stats don't really matter in the game itself. Sorry, once it's a tier 6. Tier 5 and 6, I generally tend to ignore the stats. But with a boar and now having more HP and it being an 8-6 and the ability being +3/+3, now we're talking, because that means, if I'm not mistaken, that a level 3 boar before attack will get +9/+9, which is insane. This means that if you're fighting another unit, if it's not maxed out on attack, you could potentially like outlive it. You could potentially heal before every hit and be able to take a lot more damage than you usually would be able to. That's a nice change. 8-6, thank you. Change T-Rex ability to give +2/+1. So as we saw up here, the T-Rex was changed to a +1/+1 and also target itself. Now it's a +2/+1. I forget what it used to be before that. Let me check. Let me actually check. Let me go to superauto.pets, by the way. Or superauto.pet. That's the website that I've been using to remember to look up the stats while I'm recording these. I don't know what my face is doing right now. I can't see the screen. I hope it's doing something funny. Where's the T-Rex? There it is. It used to give +2/+2. So now it gives +2/+1. Once again, more attack weighted. But it should still be good. I think it still targets itself as well, which is another buff that it got from this. So it was changed to originally it gives +2/+2, but doesn't buff itself. Then it was changed in the test patch to give +1/+1 and target itself, and now it gives +2/+1. I don't know if it can still target itself, but there's no mention about it, so I assume that it still can. I assume that it can still target itself. Change fly to 5/5 and ability to trigger 3 times, and zombie fly into 5/5. This is crazy. This means that the fly is pretty usable by itself, and it got, you know, it can stand by itself and doesn't necessarily need a turkey. The problem with turkey fly is that fly did not work by itself. Turkey could work without fly, but fly could not work without turkey. So this lets the fly kind of stand by itself and hopefully opens the door to more builds, you know? Speaking of, by the way, you know, Parrot... Oh my god, wait. So if you level the fly up to level 3, is that going to summon 15 flies? That's pretty good, dude. Honestly, that's almost as good as they were with Turkey before, in some cases. So that's pretty good. I like that. Changed Parrot to tier 4, and 5-3. So Parrot was tier 5, yeah? And it was a 3-2. And then they changed it up here, right? They changed the Parrot to... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Parrot. Where the hell is the Parrot, dude? It's up here somewhere. Regardless, I know that they changed it. I know that I'm annoyed now because I'm like, I want to fight it. I want to find it. Here it is. Change Parrot to 6-4. So now it is actually a 5-3 and it's tier 4. I think that's good. I think that actually could be what makes it decent because you get it early enough to the point where you can make some stuff work. I mean, you get it early enough to the point where you could pair it with something like Squirrel, dude. That'd be spicy. Because it's tier 4 now. It's on the same tier. Wait, are they even on the same... Oh, actually, no. Parrot? Yeah. Yeah, Squirrel and Parrot can be paired together because Squirrel is in the standard pack and the Parrot is as well. You could also get, like, Parrot, Dolphin. You could do a bunch of stuff with it, so I'm excited. I'm excited for that. I do think this was a good idea to move it down a tier because I thought it was too late for what it did. Change Monkey to tier 5, an ability to give +3/+3. So there you go. The reign of the Monkey has been felt. It is now a tier 5, which means that things like penguins will have to be used more often. There's no, like... I don't know. There's more... You know what? That makes it an interesting alternative to... No, because that wouldn't work. Never mind. But you know... It's kind of like... Almost like a... Yeah, I think that's in general a decent change. I would have to see... There's not much scaling in tier 5, right? Other than like cow. There's chicken, which was nerfed, by the way. We're going to look into that in a second. Yeah, I mean, I have no real thoughts about this. I did use the monkey a lot. It'll make it harder to not... Sorry, it'll make it harder to scale at that tier. But you still have some stuff from before. Like, well, hatching chick is from the experimental. But then you have things like rabbit. Dude, I need to talk about rabbit. I don't know how this monkey change will be, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know how scaling's gonna go. We still have penguins, so that's good. I don't know what lobster does, by the way, but apparently it's a scaling unit. I don't know. We'll see. Pretty much, we will see. Scale with the squirrel. It's fine. Squirrel seal, baby. Do that. But seal is a tier 5, right? Yeah. So okay. Anyway, change dog to tier 3 and 2-2. I honestly think this is like almost a perfect change. Maybe I would change it to a +3/+3. Now, hang on. Let me look at the rest of the stats here. Tier 3. I mean, it's in line with sheep. It's weaker than sheep. Maybe 2-2 is fine. Maybe make it like a 2-3 or something. But I honestly think that nerfing the dog to tier 3 is it's pretty much the perfect change. I think that's exactly what it needed. Now... You don't get guaranteed like super early game dogs, but you still can't get it from the level up. When you level up on turn 3 in order to get a tier 3, there's the potential you could get an early game dog and make it pop that way. So it does make it more random whether you get a dog, and I assume it's still going to be just as strong. It'll be just as strong as it was before, but you'll see it less often, which, you know, begs the question, like, is it really balanced? Because it's only going to be very few people are going to be able to run it that early. I don't know. But I do think tier 3 is where the dog belonged. Every time I thought that the dog was in tier 3 because... I don't know, it felt like a tier 3 unit to be down there with tier 2. Also, this does kind of spruce up tier 3, because tier 3 was pretty much full of garbage. Other than, like, kangaroo. There's just not much here that could do work. Kangaroo and rabbit and turtle, and that was pretty much it. Because the rest, like, badger's good, but you have to run it a specific way. Blowfish sucks. Caterpillar is interesting, but I don't play the expansion, so I don't know what to say there. Camel is kind of doo-doo. Hatching chick is good, but that's expansion. Giraffe is kind of shit. Owl is decent, but that's expansion. Ox, I can't get to work, but maybe that's my fault. Sheep, you know, and so on and so forth. So that's good. Change rabbit to tier 2. I don't know why they think that the rabbit needs a buff, dude. This is actually scary. Putting the rabbit in tier 2. This might be like the one change that I personally don't agree with. And I don't know if I'm overreacting, but the rabbit was already so strong. Granted, at the point where you unlock it, you only have apple, honey, meat bone, cupcake, and sleeping pill in the shop. So your only method of upgrading, of like scaling up is giving an apple to whatever it is, but that's still a rabbit. It turns apples into +1s, +2s, so I think this is unnecessary. I don't mind it because I love running rabbit, but I could see this causing some problems. Change horse to 1 attack, 1 HP, and ability to give +2 attack until end of battle. I'm actually pretty happy with this horse change. This will make it pretty damn strong during the first few turns where you're running a horse and like 2 crickets. That's gonna be very strong, or at least decently strong. I think this is a fine change. They had previously turned it into a 2/1 with +1 attack. I thought that was good. I think this is better. I don't think it'll be super overpowered. I mean, the horse is just super underpowered, so I guess we'll see where it goes from there, but I'm feeling pretty good about this one. Change pig to 3/2. I actually don't know if I agree with this one. Maybe I do. What's in tier 1? This means that the pig can now trade cleanly with fish. It can trade cleanly with... the pig can now... Hang on, let me look at this. It can trade cleanly with ladybug even, because there's a... It can... Oh no, well, it's 3/2 with an unbuffed ladybug, I guess. I don't know. It feels pretty strong. I'm not going to comment on expansion. I did mention the ladybug there, and the beetle's pretty strong as well. But it can. What matters here is that the pig can now trade with fish, which is one of the most common early game units. I suppose this is because here's the thing: they actually reverted the fish's changes, skipping forward a little bit. So I'm guessing this is their way of quote unquote nerfing the fish by giving you another unit that has the ability to counter it, and also gives you some econ later on. You can just sell it next turn and get +2 gold. So it's an interesting change. I don't know. It's a little scary, but also maybe the I'm all actually, you know what? Thinking on it for a little bit longer. I'm all for the early game getting changed, because right now it's pretty cut and dry. So maybe having the pig there will shake things up and make it interesting. So yeah, that's probably fine. Change dodo ability to +50 to 50%, 100%, 150. This is actually something that someone on Discord has suggested, and I agreed with, because in the last patch it was 33%, 66%, and 100%, and I thought that was way too weak. But this seems a little better. It's still not perfect. I don't know if this is quite strong enough. But I guess we'll see. Someone did in the Discord. Someone was suggesting 50%, 100%, 200%. I'm thinking that might be better. I mean, if you have a level 3 dodo, you kind of deserve to have it push forward that much attack. I think it's a lot of investment. I mean, you're putting what into it? You're putting 3 gold. You have to buy it like 6 times, right? You have to buy the animal 6 times, because then pop, and then it's level 2, and then yeah, you have to buy it 6 times. 6 times 3. You know, that's a lot. That's a lot of gold, dude. That's a lot of gold. 18 gold just to get it to level 3. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I think the dodo is a potentially very volatile part of the metagame that should be treated with care, so I'm glad that they're slowly scaling it up, and we'll see from there if it's too weak. Change rat to 3/1. Once again, it's just a worse crocodile. This is good because it allows it to do more damage up front. This is strictly a buff. This is fantastic. Because they had previously made it a 1/1. Used to be a 4/5, spawns a 1/1 dirty rat that would hit would spawn a dirty rat for the enemy that would hit the unit in front of it once the unit in front of it attacks. Now it's a 3/1 that when summoned deals 3 damage to the backmost unit. It's just a worse crocodile, but it should be able to get some play. It's actually much better than it used to be, I think, so I'm okay with that. It could still win the enemy games, unfortunately. I wish that instead of doing this, the dirty rat just didn't count as one of the unit's enemies, or one of the... I just said it incorrectly. Hit it the wrong way around. One of the enemy's units, so that then you could actually win the game even if the dirty rat is left, but I don't know if that would make it too strong. Anyway, change turtle to 1/2. I don't take turtle for stats ever. This'll stop it from hitting so hard, I guess, but like, I never really care about turtle stats. I mean, I always pill it. because I don't really respect the stats that much. There's very few times where I'm like, well, it's better to have the stats than to pill it, and that's usually when I'm going to end up with 4 animals instead of 5. But I almost pill it immediately after because I value having the capacity to add 1 more animal, have a flex slot more than to have the turtle. The turtle doing like what it'll be like a fucking 3/4 or something. It's a 2/4 actually. So I don't know what this does. Makes it weaker, I guess, but I don't really buy the turtle for that. I really buy the turtle so I can have turn 5 melon armor. So change cow ability to sorry, my voice cracked. I just hit puberty yesterday. Change cow ability to upgrade when leveling, then provide better milk. So the cow's milk was changed to +1/+2, I believe. It should be in here somewhere. Here it is. Change milk to give +1/+2. So now the cow will actually give +1/+2 the first cow, then the second cow that you put on top of it. There's actually, this is interesting because it actually stops the cow from being a 2 gold +4/+4, because now if you want to get better milk later on, you actually have to keep the cow and level it up proper. So that's exciting. I assume that the milk, when it's level 2, when the cow is level 2, it'll provide milk that gives +2/+4. And then when it finally reaches level 3, it'll provide milk that gives +3/+6. It seems pretty decent. It's nowhere near as good as it used to be. It's still pretty good. I mean, especially with the changes to things like the rabbit's going to be easier to get, and I think it buffs itself now. There's things like the cow and the goat with the changes that it has now. Like where's the goat? Change goat to 4/6 ability to give +1 or 1/2/3 gold and have 3/3 charges. If you get a level 3 goat and you get a cow, and then you sell the cow, you can still buy a 2 milk, and it'll give you 6 gold. So there's an interesting game to do there. They're kind of trying to buff food items. Of course, you also have the squirrel that discounts food by 1, I think. So all the food is going to be 2. I don't know if that's just in the shop when the squirrel gets put in, or if that's while the squirrel is on your team. I don't think it would be while it's on your team, because that's pretty crazy. Imagine running 3 squirrels, you get free food. But yeah, exciting stuff going on there. A lot of food meta that will work well with the goat, by the way, the squirrel and the goat. So that's exciting. And then reverted chicken. Chicken was way too crazy. They made the chicken give +2/+2, right, or +1/+2 or something. Where's the chicken? Yeah, +1/+2. It was way too strong. They reverted it to 1/1, which is good. I mean, I don't know how else you would buff the chicken. Like, if I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the tiers again. Chicken's a tier 5. And then you get canned food on tier 4 as well. But, like, chicken is just worse canned food. So maybe chicken could be moved to tier 3. Is that too strong? That's the same tier where the dog is now, so I could facilitate some buy-sell bullshit. I don't know what to do with the chicken, but it's there, so I don't know. I think it's back to being pretty much as useless as it used to be. I could buy a chicken, but I could also just buy a can, which can is just so much better. So that's that. Then reverted fish, as I mentioned earlier. So now when it's leveled up, it gives +1/+1. That's good. I'm glad that they reverted it, because giving +1 HP pretty much made it so that I never ever would level up the fish anyway in the beta, because like +1 HP. Do you have +1 HP to everything for leveling it up? You do get better stats. It's not quite on par with duck. So let's think about it really quick. In order to get +1 HP on everything in the shop, which is different from giving +1 HP to everything in your party, by the way. But usually by the time you power up fish, or you level it up, you have things in your party that you don't really care about much. They're temporary, right? You're gonna replace them. So being able to only give +1 HP to them was kind of a waste. Being able to give +1 attack, +1 HP actually made them a little better, and you'd be able to stick around with them. Whereas something like the duck was just strictly better, because you could just buy it, sell it, it's 2 gold, and that's it, and you get the same effect as leveling up a fish. You don't get the stats from a fish, right? Because the fish is a 2-3, and it would turn into, once it reaches level 3, what would it be, like a 4-6 after the buff? Is that true? I think it's good to revert it. I think the fish is fine personally, and now it has some competition from the pig, so exciting. Anyway, that was it. That was the new patch notes for today. I'm glad they added the tiger back, and I'm glad that they changed the boar. Big winners this time, I think, are fly. I definitely think the parrot. Now there's nerfs in here, of course. The fly, the parrot are definitely big winners here, mostly because I feel like this makes the parrot way more accessible. Actually, maybe it isn't that much. I mean, it still is a parrot in the end. People weren't running parrot, but I don't know if that's because tiger was so good. Fly is a big winner. T-Rex might actually be usable again. Boar I'm actually considering using now. I think that's pretty much the biggest winner. Maybe rabbit because you get it early. There's some other buffs here. I would say that the pig is a big winner, but I don't know how true that is because it still has 2 HP. It can pretty much defeat fish now, and that's about it. Oh, actually, horse. Horse is good. But yeah, things like rabbit and tier 2 are good, but we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. But yeah, that was all for today. That's all the patch notes. I'll keep you updated with any other changes that they make. Once again, these are posted on the Teamwood Games Super Auto Pits Discord, so if you would like to join, you can join from within the game, I'm pretty sure, so just tap on the Discord link in the game itself. With that, I'm going to get out. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for reading the patch notes with me, and let me know what you think about all the different changes that they're doing. We're in a little bit of a flux at this moment where the game is changing and transforming. I can't really comment on Expansion Pack 1, so I'm curious to hear what people have to say about that. But yeah, I'm going to go. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Bye, 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 bye. I said bye like 6 million times. Bye.